guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Andy, and in today's video we're going to be talking about tips for a stress-free travel experience. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you'll stick around and hopefully hit that little subscribe button down there, over there somewhere, so that you don't miss out on any of my content. And if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with my crazy. Okay, so like I said, this video is going to be about tips for a stress-free travel experience. I wanted to make it specifically for festive season that's coming up. You know, I'm sure a few of us are going to be traveling back and forth, visiting family, visiting friends, going on vacation, stuff like that. And I want to still stick to doing it as short haul travel tips. So if you're going to be going around South Africa or whatever country you're in, I'm not too sure if this applies to other countries, but I'm making it specifically for traveling around South Africa in the hopes that it will help you make everything much easier. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Also guys, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you're doing over this festive season. I will be back home. I'll be in Johannesburg over the Christmas season. So hopefully it's gonna be fun, but I wanna know what you guys are gonna be doing. Are you gonna be visiting family? Is family gonna come up to you? Yeah, just let me know in the comments and let's just chat about it. Hopefully kuzoba mnandi. I have already made a video about packing tips for short haul travel, and you'll find it linked up in the cards or down in the description box below. So this one, I'm not going to mention any packing tips for you. I will mention stuff about booking your flight and what to do when you're at the airport and once you're on the plane. Okay, the first tip is when you are booking your flight online, check what your baggage allowance is, because it's not always as much as you think it is. But also, in case you want to take a checked-in bag, maybe you have lots of presents to give to your family or something like that, it's cheaper to buy it when you are booking your flight than it is to have to pay for it once you're at the airport and suddenly your bag is too big for the cabin or it's too heavy or something like that. It'll just make your life much easier if you also add on a checked-in bag when you are booking your flight. Another thing is, when you're checking in, check in early. Pretty much every airline in South Africa, the local airlines, let you check in about 24 hours before your flight. So take advantage of that. Trust me, take advantage of that. It is so helpful, because then you don't have to go to the check-in counter when you get to the airport. You can just go straight through to security. Pick your seat when you're checking in online. Don't wait until the last minute, until you're at the airport, for them to just assign a seat to you, because trust me, you will get stuck with easily the worst seat. I've done that before, and I ended up in the very last row, in the very middle seat. There was a man snoring the whole flight on this side, and on this side, someone else who decided to take their shoes off. And feet are not my favorite thing, especially during a flight, and they didn't smell that great, so it was horrible, it was horrible. But just, yeah, save yourself the trouble and pick your seat when you're checking in online. Okay, now it is the day of your flight and you need to go to the airport. My biggest tip, and I'm always stressing this to everyone, leave for the airport early. Guys, it is festive season. You need to leave early. You know how busy it gets at the airport. Please. Last year, I had to do a flight on New Year's Eve, and I was living about 12 kilometers away from OR Tambo Airport, and it took me 45 minutes to get to the airport. That's how much traffic there was on the road on New Year's Eve day. Like, it is insane. It was in the middle of the day. It wasn't even at rush hour or anything like that. It was at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have definitely learned from that mistake, And I urge you all to please leave early. If your flight is at 9 o'clock in the morning, a lot of people think, oh, I can leave home at 7 because it takes me 20 or 30 minutes to get to the airport. 7 o'clock is rush hour time, darling. Rather leave it up for 6. Give yourself that extra 30 minutes just in case. You never know what's gonna happen, guys. It's better to be safe than sorry. And you can use that extra half an hour to grab a coffee or just chill and relax and get through security nice and easily, you know? Now, if you do happen to be running late or you run into some trouble when you get to the airport, ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. If you don't know where your boarding gate is, ask for directions. Somebody there that works there will know where you're going, trust me. If you are in a queue and it's really, really long and you can tell that your flight is about to start boarding in 5 minutes, ask to go to the front and get through the security line, because the plane is not going to wait for you. It's not going to wait for you. So just ask, they won't mind. I had a flight to London once and it just so happened to be on a Friday night, and I was in that queue for about an hour or an hour and a half because the queue was so long, and it got to the point where I was standing there. I hadn't even gone through immigration yet, and my flight was about to start boarding, I think 15 minutes after that. And so I started freaking out so much, but I asked the security guard, listen, my flight is about to start. I've been in this queue for so long and it's moving so slowly, please help me. And he was like, what are you standing for? Go! The plane isn't gonna wait for you. So yeah, guys, don't be ashamed. Obviously, don't take advantage of this. Only use it if you really are struggling and if you really are late and your flight is really about to leave. Another tip, before I forget, when you're booking your flight, please don't book it for the weekend. You know that the weekend is going to be high traffic times. You know it's going to be full flight. You know the airport is going to be full. So stay away from traveling on a Friday, a Sunday, and a Monday. Trust me, you can travel any other day but those days, because you know that those days it'll be really long queues, it will be really full flights, it will be a really full airport, and it's just, everything is just going to be stuffy and uncomfortable. So stay away. Try to travel on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday, somewhere around there, and generally during the afternoon, not really in the morning or like late in the evening. Try to go more like in the middle of the day. Okay, anyway, moving on. Please, when you are in that security line, don't be that guy. You know that guy who waits and stands in that queue, and only once it's his turn, then he starts taking his watch off and everything like that and getting ready and removing his laptop from his bag. Guys, you know what you have to do when you get to security. You can see the people in front of you doing it. So when there's like 2 or 3 people in front of you, just start taking your laptop out of your bag, because you know you have to separate it when you get to the scanner. If you're a man, start taking your watch off, start taking your phone out of your pocket, your wallet out of your pocket and stuff like that, so that when it is your turn, you're just going to throw all the things you have to separate into the one bin, your bag into the other bin, your toiletries into another bin, and keep going. Instead of holding everybody up, now it's your turn, there's a bunch of people behind you, and now only you're deciding to start getting everything out. Please, guys, please. This one is for the ladies. Try to dress comfortably, please. Don't wear, I know it's summer, and I know we want to be in our short shorts and our super small dresses and stuff, but once that plane is at 37,000 feet, it's freezing. So rather dress in layers, or bring a light jersey with you, or just wear jeans, you know, and a normal t-shirt or whatever you're comfortable in, not the short shorts that like ride up your butt when you're sitting down, because if you're going to be on a plane for an hour and a half, you don't want to be uncomfortable. Also, if you are traveling with an elderly person, let's say your grandmother is coming with you, your aunt is coming with you, something like that, and they can't walk very long distances, when you get to your check-in counter, go to your airline rep and ask them for a wheelchair. Guys, it's free. It's not gonna hurt. You don't have to pay extra for it, and it's gonna help you out so much, because then you get moved right to the front of the security line. You get boarded onto the plane first. It just makes life that much easier, but obviously don't take advantage of it. It's only if you really you are accompanying an elderly person or somebody who can't walk very long or something like that. Then that is the time to use that and ask for a wheelchair. The airport staff will be more than happy to assist you. Guys, this tip is really, really, really important. And it's something that I see a lot, and it's something that really upsets me, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't really think about because we are all always kind of really wrapped up in our own lives and our own problems. But yelling at airport staff is not going to get you anywhere. Please don't yell at airport staff. If your flight is delayed because your plane can't land at ORT because there's a thunderstorm or something like that, what do you think the person at the airport is going to be able to do for you? They can't stop a thunderstorm from happening. Why are you yelling at them? It's just, it's such a thoughtless thing to do, but also it's not nice. Guys, just think about it. We tend to give out what we get, and if I'm getting pure anger and disrespect and swearing from you, do you think I'm gonna wanna help you? Do you think I'm gonna wanna put you on an earlier flight? Chances are, no, not at all. Trust me, we get it as flight attendants as well. The passengers are pissed off with the flight being delayed, so they yell at the airport staff, they get on the plane, they yell at us. It's not gonna make your trip any easier or any more pleasant, trust me. We are all doing the best we can at the end of the day, and there is only so much that the airport staff can do for you. But trust me, they will be more willing to try to help you or try to even just get you a free something, voucher or something, if you're nice to them. If they feel sympathy for you, they're more likely to try to help you in whatever way they can than if you've just pissed them off by swearing them for something that is out of their control. And one of my favorite tips is when you are at the boarding gate and they tell you that your flight is about to start boarding, don't stand up. I'm a really lazy traveler, you guys, and if I already have my seat and I don't have that much cabin baggage, or maybe I've only got a backpack or something, I am not gonna stand up because everyone else is gonna stand up, and chances are I'm gonna be standing for a good 10 or 15 minutes. They tell you that boarding is gonna start boarding about 10 minutes before you're actually gonna start boarding. So you're likely to be standing for 5 or 10 minutes before boarding even starts, before the queue even starts moving. So I'd rather just chill and sit, and when I see that there's probably like 5 or 10 people left in the queue, then I'll stand up. Because then I know I don't have to stand very long, because chances are you stand up at the boarding gate, you're gonna stand and wait in a queue. Then you're gonna move onto the air bridge and you're gonna stand and wait to get on the plane. So there's always a queue following another queue, and the less I have to stand, the better. I'm sorry, I'd rather just sit and chill. Then when there's very few people in that queue, then I stand up and get on the plane with ease. And if there's no more space in the overhead bins, guess what? I'm putting my backpack by my feet and chilling. Nice and easy, no stress. Okay, now that you are getting on the plane, this is one of my biggest tips. Please take your earphones off. Guys, please take your earphones off. It is one of the most annoying things as a flight attendant to greet someone at the door and they are not listening to me. They're not even looking at me. They're not even acknowledging my existence because they've got their headphones or their earphones on. Please, just to make our lives easier, because trust me, when I'm greeting you at the door, I'm gonna tell you to take your earphones off. Then you're gonna sit down, and then they are gonna start making an announcement, and another flight attendant is gonna come and tell you to take your earphones out. Then when we start doing our demo and securing the cabin, someone else is gonna tell you to take your earphones out. So instead of letting us nag you the whole time, just take your earphones out. And then once we've taken off, put them back on and no one's gonna bother you. Our last tip for stress-free travel is to bring your own snacks. Chances are, if you're flying a low-cost domestic airline, it is going to be selling food on board, and we all know that the price of the food on board is probably like double what it would be in the normal shop or something like that. So just make yourself a sandwich before you leave home. Maybe buy a packet of chips, a packet of candy, and something, and some juice or something like that when you are leaving home, instead of waiting and then having to complain about how expensive things are. It's holiday season, we're gonna be spending money, but try to also be a little thoughtful and don't spend money frivolously. And don't spend money frivolously and carelessly when you know that you could have saved it. You know that you could have gotten that item cheaper. Just because it's the holiday season now you think you are, you know, up there doing the most and all that good stuff. But try to still be smart, because there are times in your holiday that you are gonna wanna splurge a little bit. You don't wanna have to splurge by buying a 40 Rand cup of coffee that you could have gotten for 15, 20 Rand back at the airport. Just saying. Okay guys, that is it from me. Thank you for watching my tips for a stress-free travel experience. I hope that it helped you out. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my content. And don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you're going to be up to this December. I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed festive season, and I'll see you on the next one.